Hey there, we're at the Flagship LEGO store in London at Leicester Square. This has been remodeled since my last visit and there's a lot to see, so let's jump in. Alright folks, Duckbricks is back in the UK, and that means I'm back in the land of LEGO magazines with all sorts of fun, free gifts that we do not get to see in the US, lots of great LEGO books and literature on every street corner, and that's right, the second biggest LEGO store in the world. The LEGO store in Leicester Square was the largest in the world until the Sydney, Australia one opened in November of 2023, but this is still a ton of fun to explore and experience, especially because they recently remodeled the store, and since my last visit in 2022, I have not gotten a chance to see the brand new store. And so, let's jump in and take a look. After a nice long plane ride over from Washington State where I got finally several hours to just sit down and work on videos that are a long time coming, fans of the channel might be able to get a sneak peek of some upcoming videos right here, I then landed in London and my first stop was Leicester Square, where it was a buzz for Christmas and there was a massive line in front of the LEGO store. Now this, again, is the second largest LEGO store in the world, and there is a lot to see and do. Aside from a recreation of the gigantic rainbow tree which can be found in the New York flagship store, the first thing that caught my eye was a gigantic James Bond Aston Martin, complete with changing license plates, light-up features on the front of the car, and a minifigure James Bond as well. I really love how obviously they were trying to incorporate a ton of London icons into the store, similar to how the New York store has stuff like the Avengers and the Ghostbusters all throughout the store. They've also pulled in a lot of pop culture icons from the UK to really make the store feel themed. From James Bond to Harry Potter, and yes, even Spider-Man because of his antics in Far From Home, the store itself was absolutely filled with uniquely themed types of displays, all centered around new LEGO sets and UK-specific items. The coolest thing to me was a gigantic recreation of the dragon from Gringotts Bank, which strangely enough, the build was actually a white recolor of the Ninjago Kai's Legacy Dragon, but I figured they decided to do that just to make it feel a lot more large and menacing. Of course, there was a gigantic recreation of Big Ben, which is a really classic London landmark, a big mosaic of the LEGO Harry Potter car on the side of the wall, and even a gigantic front of a red double-decker bus because, of course, you gotta have that. The store was also very Harry Potter themed. There were a ton of LEGO Harry Potter sculptures, from Voldemort and Bellatrix in the Forbidden Forest alongside Nagini the Snake, which was really cool. I don't think I've ever seen those particular large-scale builds before, to even a pop-up center for the Winter Village post office, which was really only there for Christmas, but it was actually really cool getting a chance to sit in the chair, stand next to Lego Santa, and just see the different fun stuff they had on display, such as being able to build your own gingerbread house inside the store. All throughout this area, it was very holiday themed, and I went a few days after Christmas, so obviously all the Christmas decorations were still up, and they even had a giant scale Dragons Rising version of Lloyd atop the minifigure building stations, which was super cool. You got a chance to see all sorts of different models built and on display, similar to the New York store, although unlike the models there, these ones are actually fully glued, as evidenced by the fact that everything not glued down had practically been ripped off. I personally thought it was really cool seeing a LEGO Monkey Kid display on store shelves, especially because we don't actually get LEGO Monkey Kid sets in retail stores in the US anymore, so as one of my favorite LEGO themes, I was really happy to see it actually have a place there. Of course, speaking of my favorite themes, I had to check out the Ninjago section, which was really nicely done, but one really unique thing they had here was the Mosaic Maker. They've got it at a couple of other stores, but this one even had exclusive London prints you could make, which was pretty nice. It was interesting seeing the LEGO Horizon game being advertised in the front of the store as well. Thought it was particularly strange because that is kind of a random one-off LEGO title, but it was still pretty cool to see ads for that. And they had a gigantic section dedicated to LEGO Diagon Alley, with gigantic brick-built sculptures of all the characters, and even a section for Nocturne Alley with a brick-built Draco as well. The LEGO Dreams section was fairly large, and of course, the minifigure towers were stock full of all sorts of great elements, and while I was there, I had to get some custom printed minifigures of my own. It's pretty rare to come across a store that actually has the custom printed minifigure feature. Not a lot of stores have that. It really only is for the flagship stores and some of the larger stores across the world, so I definitely wanted to pick that up when I got a chance because it's pretty rare that I'll actually be in London, and I just wanted to get some more minifigures printed. expected. Moving on from that, it was really cool seeing all the different sculptures, and I loved seeing the little animations of all the different characters around the store as well, using the Lego Lester from the original store opening polybag, as well as a polybag they used to sell of an exclusive minifigure to the store, sadly no longer in production. But overall, this was really fantastic. I loved the theming of the store and how unique it was to showcase different aspects of Lego. And as I was going into the elevator here, it is a Lego Bionicle reference on the side of the elevator in Gringotts Bank. I'm in the elevator and yeah, Bionicle mentioned. Clearly that detail was placed there just for me. I don't even know if the people designing the decor of the place knew it was Bionicle, but they're real ones for doing that. Of course, it was also really awesome just meeting fans of both the channel and Lego Masters. I was genuinely surprised by just the amount of people that came up to me at the store and said they loved watching the videos or loved seeing it on TV. So first of all, thank you so much for all the support. It was really awesome just getting a chance to meet other fans of Duck Bricks and just meeting people all around the world who are fans of Lego. So I had an absolute blast just getting a chance to interact with everyone, and of course just going around this amazing store was such a treat. It definitely was very spacious and roomy inside. Despite the obviously very packed interior, there was a massive line outside. I literally waited like an hour to get into the store just to be able to put together this video, because they were very smart about how many people they let in to really allow you to fully explore the store and make sure it wasn't super crowded inside the store itself. I loved seeing all the unique region-specific displays like the Harry Potter stuff, like a little mouse climbing up the side of the walls, stuff like that. And of course, the minifigure personalization station was super cool as well. Getting a chance to put that together and select the UK-specific designs was really nice. And I also found it interesting how they even had some Lego Fortnite specific exclusive designs as well. It's probably just going to be a temporary thing while they're promoting the new releases for Lego Fortnite, but I thought it was pretty cool. It gives people a chance to be able to print their own Lego Fortnite minifigures, especially if they missed out on it on the initial minifigure printing batch from, I think it was around this time last year actually, so maybe it's always going to be a December style of thing. Of course, once my minifigs were printed though, it was soon time to start wrapping up my experience at the Lego store. This by far was one of my favorite experiences at really any Lego store. While of course I have a lot of love and loyalty to my hometown store in Washington and Bellevue Square, and also my new hometown store in New York, the Flagship Lego store on 5th Avenue in New York is always probably going to have to be my favorite, and I have to be loyal to the home turf. It was really cool being able to go to a flagship Lego store that was absolutely covered in completely different pop culture icons than really any other Lego store. Having so many UK specific things and even a whole section dedicated to James Bond was a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one, and was really cool seeing just how much the store had changed since my last visit, where before it was actually a lot smaller than this. Now, the one thing that I do miss from the store is that for the 90-year anniversary, they had a massive history section in the store where you could see all different bits and pieces of Lego history throughout the years and even some discontinued sets being stored up at the top. I thought that was super cool. I saw photos of it online, and that was one thing I was really hoping would still be there, but sadly they did not have that. But of course, you can still see my reaction of seeing the Bionicle mural on the side of the wall, which made it all worth it. But before I knew it, it was time to say goodbye to the Lego store and check out some of the other Lego-related shopping opportunities around the area. One of the other dedicated Lego spaces can be found in Harrods, the world-famous department store that I always love to go to whenever I'm in the UK. Their Lego section was a little bit limited. It was pretty small compared to the gigantic Lego store I had just been in, but it was really interesting seeing a lot of different unique items there, as well as even some sets that were 50% off on sale, which was pretty cool to see. Overall though, there was one other giant Lego store destination I had to hit up, and that's right, that was the massive Lego department over at Hamley's Toy Store, an absolutely legendary display. This is the massive Lego display section at Hamley's, and every single time you go, it's probably going to look a little different. Of course, there are some perennial favorites like a minifigure detective, who obviously is a callback to Sherlock Holmes, and some construction workers, but they basically regularly change out the displays they have inside of here to focus on different themes, from a gigantic Climber Kai to one of the coolest Lego Ninjago retail displays that I've seen. Like seriously, if there was ever a way for this display to be me mine, that would be so awesome. It features like two of my favorite Ninjago sets ever, both in one display, and combines different waves like the Summer Wave and the March Wave, which is super interesting. Same for this Johnny Thunder sort of jungle expedition series for LEGO City. The amount of displays they had in there that seemed somewhat custom made, like somebody had handcrafted the displays as opposed to maybe more of the standard LEGO store retail displays we would see in the US, was really cool. And seeing stuff like that was absolutely a blast, just to see LEGO sets displayed in different ways. Even the Minecraft display was super interesting, featuring some brick-built archways in a LEGO Minecraft style, just something completely unique. Of course, the store itself was absolutely filled with pretty much any LEGO product imaginable. There even was a Duckbricks clone up at the top, although he looks quite frightened of the dog there. These sets were organized very nicely in different themes and sections, and I kind of found it funny how like the Star Wars display, since they're focusing on 18+ stuff, was arguably the least interesting out of all of them, just kind of a plain box with some stars in the background, and there were a lot more vibrant kid-oriented displays all around the store. Of course, my favorite display had to have been for LEGO City Space, where they were combining several different products from the LEGO City Space portfolio and even had a custom-built sort of alien crystal containment center, which was really interesting. They must have maybe outsourced this to a lug or had some LEGO AFOLs come in and create a display like this, but it was really well done, and it was really awesome just getting inspired and seeing all sorts of different classic minifigures being showcased there, alongside the actual LEGO sets as well, which was super cool, seeing all of the new modern LEGO City Space sets hanging from the ceiling and hovering in midair and having a custom sort of environment for them to roam around. That was super cool. And I always love it because usually in this particular section, they have a display like this for different LEGO themes. So every time I go, it could be something completely different. I remember in 2021 when I went, they had a section like that dedicated to Ninjago's Island sub-theme, and then a few years back in like 2015, they had something for LEGO City and even for like Ninjago Air Jitsu over there. So there were a lot of really cool displays in these exact cabinets over the years, and it was really awesome seeing just how they evolved. But that was not it for LEGO. You see, the LEGO section was on the very top floor, but they had a separate section for LEGO Friends on a different floor for the more girl-oriented toys. I don't necessarily know if they needed to split them up, but I guess it is tradition for Hamleys to organize toys like that. And then all of the gaming-centered LEGO sets like Sonic, some Minecraft stuff, and Animal Crossing were kept to a gaming section underground. Same as the LEGO Harry Potter section, where they had a ton of modern sculptures featuring the minifigures with potions, a brick-built Niffler from Fantastic Beasts, and then the strangest and coolest thing of all, which was a LEGO Hagrid sculpture direct from 2001. Yes, that is from the early days of LEGO Harry Potter, and they just kind of kept it around because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Overall, it's been a great trip to London, a good way to close out a very busy and hectic and exciting year for myself and for Duckbricks, and I'm really excited to jump into next year in 2025 and see what sorts of adventures we will get up to in the LEGO world, because this has been pretty crazy and I cannot wait to see what's in the future. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look at not just the Flagship LEGO store, but also some of the other LEGO experiences that you can find around the UK, and thank you so much for watching. If you want a more dedicated look at all of the different LEGO shopping experiences I would recommend in the UK, I've actually put out a full, very in-depth and detailed video on that a few years back, which covers almost everything I would recommend to check out over here for LEGO shopping and LEGO adventures. And with that, stay tuned for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thank you so much, and bye for now.